right, thanks so much for joining today. My name is Matt Fox, and this is Break a Read. And today we have two guests living together, Jeff Leung and Eric Zhang. How's it going, guys?
Great,
Good,
how are
good.
you?
I'm good. So,
Hold
how
on,
has it
hold on,
been?
hold on, we need reads. We actually need reads. Hold on.
Okay.
Oh, this is embarrassing. You gave me that wrong. Oh, what can I break here?
I have one if you want.
Okay. Can we have like a
I don't
blooper
know
reel?
if you
Like,
want to do.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I'm gonna add this in.
like immediately. Welcome to the show, and then we just immediately disperse.
Bye.
Welcome to Break a Read, where you need a read to break.
Yeah, right. I'm sorry.
All right, thanks so much for joining us today. My name is Matt Fox, and this is Break a Read. Today we have two roommates, Eric Zhang and Jeff Leung. How's it going, guys?
Hey.
Hey.
Good to have.
It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. So why don't we start a little bit with some background information? Maybe tell us about yourself, why you chose the universities you went to, kind of like your saxophone musical journey a little bit.
Yeah. So I'll start. So I picked up saxophone in middle school, and I actually studied with Derek Granger throughout my. He started me, and all throughout high school as well. And he's currently at the time he was studying with Dr. McAllister at the University of Arizona. And now he's actually doing his doctorate at Hart School of Music. So it's just crazy how things have lined up. Yeah, so I grew up in Tucson, Arizona, next to the University of Arizona. And for a while, I wanted to go there. Like I just love the sports teams and everything there. But after a while, I just I wanted to sort of get out and see different parts of the country, different experience more independent things. And so I ended up applying to Northwestern and did that as a dual degree in economics and saxophone. And actually, originally I wasn't intending on majoring in music. Like I was fully prepared to really kind of move away from the music thing, actually, even though band was a big part of my life. But once I got to Northwestern, I really fell in love with the program and the people, and my Professor Sullivan, and so getting enraptured in that, I just went down that path. And
That's
now
great.
I'm at Michigan State, where I'm doing my master's degree.
Awesome. So you never went to U of A?
No,
So,
unfortunately,
so you're just wearing the hat in spite of me being here.
they'll recruit me, then I'll go. But
Yeah.
for like something else or whatever.
Nice. Well, that's awesome that, you didn't even plan on going into saxophone, and just the way life happens, it's funny how it works out.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And what about you, Jeff?
Yeah, so for people that don't know me, I am Canadian, so I started all of this stuff in Canada. And I think compared to a lot of my colleagues who found the saxophone in band class, I was rather late, had a late start. I picked up the saxophone in 7th grade. I was very lucky to have really great mentors through the band programs through elementary and high school. But I was largely self-taught. My dad plays the trumpet, played through college and high school, but he's a physiotherapist, so he sort of like coached me through musical concepts, told me to practice my scales, and we referred to like a local conservatory syllabus to make sure I was playing the right repertoire at the right time. But in junior year, I decided to go into music because we were at this big band festival in Ottawa, Canada, and it was marking, I think, some anniversary of Japanese-Canadian diplomatic relations. So Yamaha, being a headlining sponsor, sent over the Yamaha Symphonic Band, which is a professional ensemble that's made out of the instrument makers in the Yamaha factory. And the conductor is Nobuya Sugawa. And
cool.
I didn't know that at the time. So then I thought it was very weird when the principal saxophonist walked on with 2 altos on stage. And then in the middle of the concert, Sugawa picks up the horn, rips this concerto.
That's so cool.
And then I was like, okay, I want to do this for a living. And I didn't expect to do that. I thought I was going to follow my parents' footsteps in physiotherapy or sports medicine
Mhm.
or something like that. And then sort of went all in with the music thing. I did my undergraduate work at the University of Toronto, and then was very fortunate to see Dr. McAllister play the Canadian premiere of City Noir. Well,
Mhm.
actually, he came through town to play City Noir, gave a master class, but our wind ensemble is on tour, so we left to go play a concert. So I missed City Noir, but I
Okay.
got a master class with him then. But that sort of planted the seeds for me to sort of continue into my graduate degrees, and so I did my master's degree at Northwestern University. I just missed Eric, unfortunately.
Okay.
We connected here, I guess, which is nice.
Yeah.
And then I went to University of Michigan to do a specialist in music degree in saxophone performance.
Mhm.
And now I'm at Michigan State University doing a double degree in master's in music theory and a DMA in saxophone performance.
That's awesome. Now
Oh, yeah.
you were in my audition, right? At University of Michigan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people that came through that year. I sat in on Tyler Young's audition, actually.
Really?
Yours. They're all spectacular auditions. And so it's awesome that you ended up at ASU as well. You've been really successful down there.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I really enjoy it down here. Except like it's starting to get really hot. I'm like looking out my window, I can start to see the heat waves just like going like that off.
That's,
Yeah.
lived for like 18 years. Yeah. Just,
We're just
Yeah.
starting to see the sun break through the clouds here in Michigan. So send more of that our way, please.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Eric, are you going home at all for the summer?
I think I probably won't be able to go home this summer. Just just to keep things like keep the travel under a little
Right.
bit low, and but I like, of course, I love Tucson, and I love Arizona, and I'll be happy to go back maybe in the winter time when it's a little bit cooler.
Yeah, more enjoyable to be here. Yeah, well, that's awesome. You guys both have like very, very distinct journeys that led you to where you are today. And you guys are both doing like amazing work at Michigan State. So
Thank
it's really great to hear where you guys got your start from too.
Yeah.
Thanks so much. Yeah.
Yeah. So do you guys have any like, did you have any programs or like summer saxophone projects or goals that you really wanted to do this summer and were planning on doing, and then maybe they fell a little short due to COVID? And maybe some things that you're doing instead that are saxophone related, aren't saxophone related, just things that are keeping you busy.
Sure. Well, first, actually, in May, like earlier May, we were supposed to go to Italy on a wind trip with
That's
the wind.
right. I heard about that. Yeah.
Of course, unfortunately, that got canceled. But we might go on another trip in next year or something. But I was really looking forward to. There's the on-campus art museum here. It's called Broad, and I had applied to do like a performance there, and it was going to be a recital during May in celebration of Asian Pacific Heritage Month.
Oh, cool.
And I was going to program, Asian American composers and do some of my own arrangements. And I think Jeff and I we're gonna plan on doing some duets, and I was also gonna try and make that like interdisciplinary, so like reaching out to maybe other departments at the university
Yeah.
for collaboration. So that's something that we have to be postponed, to the fall or spring. But it's still nice to have that like that thing in the back of your mind where you can keep planning and thinking about it.
Yeah.
The next time. And then as far as like summer projects go right now, group 2, like the saxophone quartet I'm a part of, we're trying to just prepare things before we get into the school year so that we're ready to go. And
Oh, so you guys are going to be together next year too?
yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
But that's pretty much what I've got planned.
Yeah, for me, I was also disappointed that we couldn't go on this Wind Symphony tour because it was supposed to celebrate the 150th anniversary of band programs at Michigan State. So
Okay.
the reason for going to Italy specifically was the original band director at MSU was from Italy, so we were going to like go through all the tour stuff, but end up in his hometown. So anyway, it's a tour that was really well immaculately planned out, but like the culminating event obviously couldn't happen because of the global pandemic.
Right.
there are also a couple of chamber music series I was supposed to be playing on, and a couple weddings of very important friends I was supposed to attend. But with all this going on, that all sort of got postponed.
Right.
But in light of all that, I've been really excited to see how the big chamber music group that I play with over the summer, the Maryland Chamber Winds, formerly the Maryland Wind Festival. Originally, we were going to do the new conducting summit this year in Maryland, but now we've sort of flipped onto an online platform to commission a really superstar lineup of composers to write short little miniature pieces for the ensemble to record remotely. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Other than that, I've been spending a lot of time in this format in education workshops with friends back in Canada, some folks out in California as well. And the big project for me this summer is it's time. Like I need my own website. So I've been getting a lot of help from Nick Zulik and some of my old friends with Slide Productions and sort of figuring out the best cameras to be using, the equipment I should be getting to set myself up for this kind of thing. So a lot of growth in areas not involving the saxophone while I'm not able to interact with my colleagues as I would be able to.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's really tricky. I know the first couple of weeks, like, I didn't do anything. I didn't touch my saxophone. I didn't even pick up my computer for class when we had Zoom University. Like I didn't even attend. I just laid in bed because I didn't know what to do with myself. But as time went on, it was kind of like, okay, it's either we stay here or we just get over it and try and figure out how we can stay productive by our own standards versus kind of just I don't know. It was really hard for me to make that transition, but this project, Break a Reed, has been really good in terms of keeping me on track because I was going weeks without knowing what day it was. And then I'd look at my phone, see it's Monday, and it's like, oh man, I need to edit a video. So it works out that way.
I asked him today. I was like, "Oh yeah, it's like the 23rd or something, right?" And it's like, "It's the 25th of May." Like,
yeah,
I guess
it's
a few days.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
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 Certainly, I think everybody is coping in their own ways, and everybody is dealing with these things differently. Some people have really flourished in this time of sort of remote work. I know you and I just tuned into Shauna Pennick's warm up, and that's just so nice to just see colleagues from all over the country and to be able to go through fundamentals. And there's other people like before today, I might not have touched my saxophone for about a week, but still in different ways. And I think it's important to know that during a global pandemic, there's not an expectation to be 100% super productive, pedal to the metal, what's that, higher, faster, louder kind of thing.
Exactly.
It's been nice to step back from all of this stuff. I mean, all of us were so used to the go of school, and he did the double major as an undergrad. You're doing incredible things with your quartet, and the double major here has just sort of killed me a time and a half. But I think it took a global pandemic for a lot of people to just step back and sort of take a second to check in and check in with themselves, really.
Exactly.
I go back to Professor Sheeman's talk on the online studio class. I really think the way we're approaching practicing or playing the instrument is healthier, maybe in a way that it's more intrinsic, where okay, I'm excited to play this thing. I'm not facing the impending doom of my lesson or recital. So it's nice. It's a different sort of healthier way to go about it, and something that I haven't felt for a little bit.
Yeah, it's really I go through these periods, and I'm sure a lot of people feel this way during the school year, where especially when I was doing music education here, it was very difficult to enjoy my playing because, between 22 credits and all these ensembles, it's you only have an hour to play a day. And, half of that is consumed while you're also doing homework. So it's just I didn't really enjoy playing because I was just trying to make it to my next lesson or make it to the next quartet rehearsal. But now that we have all this time, it's easier to dedicate 45 minutes to properly warming up and finding that love for your instrument again, and trusting the process versus trying to rush through everything.
Yeah, that's really profound to say, to be enjoying the process. We often don't have the luxury of that time during the school year, so.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, summers have usually been that for me, but that kind of came earlier than expected. So it's nice to have that little bit of like head start to get back on track.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So are there any other things you guys have been doing, maybe not saxophone related, that you know, you've just been really enjoying?
Yeah, I well personally, Jeff's let me have a go at his game, Breath of the Wild,
Okay.
and it's just such a good game. I've been really wrapped up in it lately. Like
That's
there's so
awesome.
many rabbit holes to go down. in that game. It's great.
Yeah, I had that game. It was actually Dylan Hong's, like his
Oh,
game.
yeah.
I had it for like months, and just with school and everything, I never got a chance to play it. And then one day, he left for Texas like a week ago. He had texted me. He's like, "Do you have my Breath of the Wild? Like, I kind of need that back."
Yeah, it's a game that my sister got for me as a Christmas present like 2 Christmases ago, but I hadn't opened it because I hadn't had a chance, and I knew it was one of those games that the world is just so huge that if you start, you just can't stop. And so I'm really glad that we have time to sort of venture through it now. On our end, I keep telling everyone that I talk to, and I remind him of this every day. I'm very grateful that like I'm locked down with one of my best friends, truly.
Yeah.
It's been really remarkable. I consider myself a pretty introverted person, but like it's always nice to have human contact every so often.
Yeah.
And so, and you know, for better or worse, Eric also sort of enables my eating habits. So like we've been cooking a fair amount. The crock pot behind us is like, oh, I guess you can't see it in the camera, but it's on overdrive all the time.
Good.
Getting a lot of steak nights in. I think we're gonna try to do a grilling thing today. We're recording on Memorial Day, so we're gonna try to
Awesome.
barbecue with some people. We've also been in response to all this eating as well. We've been trying to keep in shape as best as we can.
Okay.
We're waking up. I think today was day 28 of a 30-day yoga program. Yoga.
Is it the yoga with Adrian?
Yeah, yoga with
Yeah.
Adrian.
My girlfriend and I have been doing that. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
No way.
and
That's awesome.
I really think as someone that doesn't drink a lot of coffee, like this has been a really great way to wake up in the morning without caffeine. And then so yoga in the morning, he'll make breakfast in some capacity, and I'll make food. He'll make the protein smoothie. Then probably play some Breath of the Wild, and then we'll go our separate ways and do our work. So there is that built-in alone time during the day, and then he's been working us through this Vert Shock program. Do you want to talk about that?
Well, yeah. So I guess going back on the background thing, like I growing up loving Arizona and University of Arizona and the basketball team, I would like grow up and I like knew the players and like I idolized them, and so I grew up playing basketball, and I would say actually I fell in love with that first before saxophone.
Okay.
And one of my goals was just like I'm short, average to short, like in that world I'm pretty short, as like 5'9", and so I've always wanted to just be able to dunk the ball. And so like now I feel like I've actually have time to like maybe work on the plyometrics and the fast twitch muscles that you kind of need to really like increase jumping ability, and also like just general agility and power and stuff like that. So it's just one of those things that like doesn't really matter, but just for your own, like one of those goals you set up as a kid that you just like I want to try and do this.
Well, yeah, then it matters to you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it matters. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, so every day's been leg day, and an old guy like me complains about my knees every morning. I wake up every morning and I joke that my knees are getting a software update, but
Oh my God.
and then like and then in the afternoon, if I feel particularly antsy, like I'll try to lift whatever I can find in the apartment. So lately I've been like flipping my coffee table over and trying to lift that, and
Oh my God. Yeah.
dumbbells. So like the joke that I always throw around between Eric and me is that we work out to eat out. So
Yeah.
we have to keep that up in order to maintain our eating habits, I guess.
Yeah. First couple of weeks, I was definitely doing the eat out part, not necessarily the workout part. Yeah, but
You and
it's
Bob
been-
got some really good dinners and stuff going on,
you
dude.
guys,
yeah, we yeah, that was fun. We like had a little Facebook thing going on. Yeah,
Yes.
that was. We made it started with chili because we found Bonson's girlfriend Brittany Thompson. Her family like runs an Italian restaurant, and it's by far the best Italian restaurant I've been to in
Alright.
Las Vegas. Yeah,
Oh.
and they have this huge binder of a cookbook, and Bonson always gets the updated sheets and all these recipes and stuff. So we finally decided now it's time. Let's take a look at it and make some things. And we made chili one night, and it was so
Oh
good.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, how have you
Um,
been? How have you been doing in terms of the things that you've been up to, other than breaking a reed?
Yeah, I've been doing okay. I've only been seeing my girlfriend in close contact, so other than that, I've just been at home. And Bonson's actually been driving back and forth with Brittany because Brittany's moving from Oklahoma.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, so I've been kind of like by myself-ish, which has actually been nice. I've been able to catch up on a couple Netflix shows. I
Yes.
watched. My girlfriend told me to watch The Handmaid's Tale, so I
Oh,
binged
yep,
that
yep.
whole series in one sitting. And it was
Oh.
like it was a couple sittings, but just that kind of show, like the first time I watched 2 episodes in one sitting, and I instantly needed to like just go outside, see the
Yeah,
sunlight,
yeah.
and,
Like that, for sure.
Like a little bit.
yeah, like acknowledge my freedom for a second, and then just come back and shut the blinds, get back in the zone. But it was a crazy show. I've been trying to cook more, go on more walks. Because when quarantine started, it was still really, really nice out. It was like how it was at NASA.
Oh yeah.
Now it's just getting hot, so I don't go outside much anymore.
Okay.
But yeah, that's about it. I've been trying to keep up on practicing, but
Sure.
it's, as much as I can.
Yeah.
What's been your favorite Netflix thing so far?
Oh no.
I know the answer.
Oh no. Okay, so there is a Korean drama that was recommended to me that went on Netflix relatively recently called Crash Landing on You, and
Okay.
burned through the episodes on that. Like that was the first Korean drama and I've watched, and my gosh, it was really good.
Emotional
It's-
roller coaster.
There's like something for everyone in that one, I think. Like
You said it's on Netflix?
yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Wholesome content. If you want to, like Eric said, there's something for everyone, and it's just really very well done, very thoughtful storytelling, and I don't know.
Yeah, your emotions are like this. They're
The
just
whole
The
time.
whole time? Yeah.
And even when like he'll prank me by throwing on the music on the Bluetooth speaker in the middle of the apartment, it starts blaring, and I get like so emotionally worked up. Like, Eric, you can't do this. I'm trying to flip our pancakes. You
That's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, so-
those are the type of shows that like now is the time to watch them.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I never got through the entire like Avatar Last Airbender thing and caught up on like Star Wars, Clone Wars, some like lighthearted stuff. So after a day
Yeah.
of work, it's just nice to just lounge and just like sit back. What are we working through right now? We're rewatching some Naruto just because like sometimes
Cool.
to get that out of the way, right?
That's all on Netflix, right? All of it?
yeah. A
Yeah.
combination of Netflix and Hulu. I think we're going through.
Okay.
Yeah. So just a lot going on, and no 2 days are the same. And we're dealing it day by day as we go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's great. My birthday is actually this upcoming Thursday, and I've just been like trying to figure out, okay, what's the safest way where I can still celebrate, because it's my 21st. So I'm trying to.
Oh, dude.
Wow.
Congratulations! Happy
Yeah.
early birthday.
Thank you. Yeah, so I'm just trying to. It's definitely an odd time, and I'm sure I'm not the only one struggling with something like this. Like,
He's got a birthday coming up too. I don't. know
When's your
the
birthday?
profile of us.
My birthday's May 30th.
Oh, I got to take note of that.
oh wow, just a couple days. Dylan's is today. Actually, happy birthday, Dylan.
Happy birthday, Dylan!
Yeah. I'll have to send him that little clip.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's funny. Like all the birthdays are coming up.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
think for yours, if you're turning 21, I'm sure if you called any of the local like breweries or something, at least in Michigan, they've been doing like deliveries of stuff. So if you're looking to
Yeah.
take in sampling beverages, not responsibly, of course.
Right.
I'm sure there's delivery service for like food and whatever. I know he's been looking for sushi, and I'm trying to figure out how to deal
Ooh.
with that right now.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be interesting because I know a lot of places here are like open. You can go sit
Oh,
down and everything, but it's so tricky to, actually be able to gauge how safe and sanitary things can be.
yeah.
Um,
Right. So they've already, yeah, like how long has Arizona been opened
I
up?
believe the 15th of May.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Okay.
Because I know Michigan, they keep pushing it back.
They do.
Originally, it was the same date, but yeah, we actually opened up on the 15th. I haven't been to a restaurant yet. I've only been really going to the grocery store.
Right.
But I mean, I drive by. I don't know if you guys got to check out Mill Avenue,
Yeah.
when you were here. Yeah, I drove by Mill the other day, and it's just packed. So it's kind of like
What?
I don't know if I'll.
Stay safe, my
Yeah.
I
friend.
know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was a little skeeved out there. So we'll see. But
Yeah, but it's an
Yeah.
exciting time. Congratulations, and
thank you.
turn 21. That's huge.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mhm.
So I wanted to ask you guys if you had like a specific terrifying experience while in a performance, or a specific like, the most memorable positive experience you've had doing a performance.
I have one if you need.
Yeah,
time.
go ahead. Yeah.
So I started playing my music off of a tablet this year, and of course everyone's worst fear is like, what happens if it turns off? What happens
Mhm.
if like the page doesn't go? And so like I guess in the grand scheme of things, it wasn't the worst thing ever, but it was in my most recent doctorate recital. We were playing through the Gokowski last movement of her quartet. And,
Okay.
it's blazing fast. No time for anything, and it was sort of like the second to the last page. We're moving through like the unison stuff, and I hit my pedal, and like the page doesn't move. So it was like operating fine for the whole recital until the last piece. So
Oh
I'm
my
sitting
God.
there, okay, whatever. So I hit the pedal again. Then it input both inputs at the same time, so it advanced 2 pages at once. So
Oh,
it went
no.
on to the next piece, and so like in the middle of trying to play all this, I was just trying to figure like coordinating with my feet to find which page to get back onto. So that's the most recent terrifying experience for me. My most rewarding experience was back at U of M. I was in this free improv or group called the Creative Arts Orchestra. So that's a
Mhm.
group for like jazz majors and non-jazz majors to come together and just talk about concepts of jazz. And we took a tour through Indiana and ended up at this institution called the Bird Cell Project, which is this abandoned sort of like warehouse thing that they converted into a sort of like grunge, like local artist area. So with the Creative Arts Orchestra, we played a first set of completely improvised music on a stage, and the second half we ventured out into like the warehouse. So we were playing beside like electric generators, abandoned swimming pools, vast concrete hallways, and just improvising music for like an hour and a half.
That's so
And
cool.
and people could come in and out of the settings, and at the very end we had a Q&A that started at like 12:30 at night, and we had like 30 people that wanted to see what we were doing. And for me, like improvising is such a like not misunderstood, but we sort of underappreciate it in the classical tradition. But it really for me demonstrates a really meaningful connection with your instrument, with your understanding of like theory, history, not necessarily music history styles, but your own history, and how your sort of how all of these components of your personality come together in this moment to create something that's meaningful to someone else. And I always look back to that specific performance, and I want to be able to recreate that sort of special moment everywhere I go. But
That's awesome.
yeah, more people need to improvise, and that's my 2 cents.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I know there's a lot of like motion towards the third stream genre, kind of like pulling together the best of both worlds kind of thing.
Mhm.
But I mean, even not in third stream, even in just like Western classical music, the use of improvisation, you see it all the time in like cadenzas and like older concertos and stuff like that. I think it's about time that it became more common again. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a very similar like story to the technology thing, and unfortunately, that's just what's going to come down to. But like, I remember I wasn't on an iPad yet, I was on my like tablet thing, um, and I was playing Bean Benders, "Staying the Night" with my friend Leo
Mhm.
Aguilar on his recital, and it just starts updating right in the middle of the
Oh
piece.
no.
The app
But
did or the iPad?
the tablet, um,
Okay.
yeah, like the entire the entire software.
Oh
Oh
jeez.
no.
You see you see the bright light come up and you're like, oh no. And so like luckily, like I don't know how my brain just like would start function in that moment, but I because the score is oh, like you read off the score, right?
Right.
So like I just stepped over and just read off his, because we had two separate stands actually.
Yeah.
And so we were at the part where it's after the sort of the climax where
Right. Like the Altismo stuff.
yeah, right after
Yeah.
that. So it's very like very blended, and it's the hocketing of the instruments, and so people didn't really notice. They thought it was part of the choreography because I sidestepped a little bit into started looking at his stand. So
Oh my God.
that ended up working out pretty well.
That's still like I can feel my heart rate like going
Yeah,
faster
it's
just in
just
that situation.
exactly, yeah. But I got an iPad after that, so
Okay.
and then one of the memorable thing, I honestly like, I think it comes from maybe just being able to the collaborations that I've done, and like working with different people. And so like for example, the my junior year I did a on my recital I arranged the Swan uh, for Barry,
Cool.
and Dr. Ames was playing the piano part, and then I had my friend who is a like very good hula hoop dancer. Um, just so I was inspired by this video of Yo-Yo Ma playing it, and there's a dancer who like does basically freestyle hip hop stuff to it, and
Hmm.
so yeah, I decided to ask my friend who hula hoop dances, and it was just a really interesting and fun time because yeah, he just pretty much freestyled it day of, and it turned out great. And on that same concert, I did uh, uh, Jakob TV's Pimpin', and,
Cool.
and I also had asked a couple of my friends from the our school's dance crew to dance and freestyle on it as well, and
That's so
it's
cool.
just like a really fun experience.
Yeah. That's awesome. I here at ASU I want to see more like we just combined the schools, so now it's the School of Music, Dance, and Theater. I think that's how it's called now.
Hmm.
But I hope that actually means that we're able to connect more with the other disciplines because
Yeah.
I felt that it's been very secluded my first couple of years. Like we didn't even know who they were. Like we never saw them
Sure.
in classes or anything. But yeah, that's really cool that you're able to incorporate that.
Are the facilities close by each other at all?
They're super close. Like
Okay.
do you remember the outdoor amphitheater?
Yes.
That's the entrance to the dance building.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. See if you can
That's
like
cool.
accompany or improvise for some dance classes there. They love that.
Yeah,
Very lucky at University of Michigan. They are also a school of music, theater, and dance. And
right.
I was very fortunate to take an improv for dance class, and one of my greatest mentors there, Christian Matthias Mecca, he really took me under his wing to sort of like really push me through the improv thing, and
Cool.
so I was just in this class to like play like simple melodies I was improvising to a ballet class, and then that turned into like collaborations with people in the tech department on these like sort of large scale collaborative projects. And so just go in there, try something that you've never done before, and put yourself in that
Yeah.
uncomfortable situation. Like you're saying, these terrifying moments sometimes become the most memorable kind of collaborations, like you're talking about.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's really exciting. So I hope we get to come together to do that again at some point, especially at this incredibly convenient junction point of the schools,
Yeah.
which is unfortunately timed, but with the pandemic. But hopefully you get to take advantage of that before you leave ASU.
I hope so. Yeah, there's a whole other year. So I mean, I don't know about Michigan State, but ASU has already announced that they're at least going to plan on having in-person classes in the fall.
Yeah, we've not heard anything about it yet. We were talking to some of our friends that are involved with the marching band, and nobody knows anything right now. So
Yeah.
I think we're just sort of holding our breath, sort of seeing how things roll out over the next few weeks or months. Just because I think I think it's still too soon to tell what the scene is going to look like come
Exactly.
September, August really. But I think the important thing is to stay safe, stay healthy, and stay kind above all else. Especially as state starts to reopen and whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's about that time. I'm gonna switch up. I'm gonna break a reed with you guys because my other ones it's getting too bent out of shape. So, do you guys have your reeds with you?
Yeah, right here we got our Daddario Reserve 3.5s.
I've got my 3+ ready to go.
All right.
Do you guys have any words to say about these specific reeds, or did you just grab one?
There is.
The reeds that I've just been playing on all year, and it's time to go.
It's time to go.
It's time to
And
go.
say goodbye.
All right. So you guys can break it however you want. I think I'm just gonna do it against my desk. Oh, you can see I'm not actually wearing pants.
Oh, neither are we. I mean, oh, that sounded weird.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Ready.
3, 2, 1.
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And there we go.
There it is.
That's awesome. Well, guys, it was so much fun to have you guys on today, and it was great to chat and see what you guys have been doing to keep busy.
Yeah,
thanks so much
for
having us.
Yeah,
Seriously.
thanks so much for having us.
I can't say this right, but yeah, seriously, I really like the series you're putting on. It's
Thanks so
really
much.
creative. I love the name and everything. It's great.
And now we have a
Thank you.
souvenir, so thank you so
Actually,
much.
the name actually wasn't my idea. I just
No
wanted
way.
to do a show, and the name is Dr. Crevison's idea.
Oh, there you go. Thank you, Dr.
Yeah.
Preston.
Thank you, Dr. Crevison, for all the reads we have lost.
Yeah.
We're offering
All right,
them as tribute to the
it's-
next rotation.
Exactly.
Cathartic process, right? Like we talk
Yeah.
about this and then we
let
let
go.
it go. It's a symbol. It's a symbol. So
It's the mindfulness
Exactly.
thing from the yoga concept,
Yeah.
Observe the
Mhm.
read, let it go.
yeah.
Just let it go.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, guys. This was awesome.
Yeah,
Great.
cheers.
Thank you.
Yeah, cheers. Take care.
One.